News 18. High school football from where you live.
Welcome to the Friday Night Frenzy alongside Rob Hughes. I'm Ross Bowman. It's a late night for us, isn't it? Yep, candles burning at both ends. The regular season kicked off tonight throughout the state of Indiana, and we start our show on the south side of town where the McCutcheon Mavericks hosted Zionsville.
Yep, that's right. A Zionsville team that the Mavs stopped a year ago, 30-6. Needless to say, the Eagles came to town tonight looking for a little payback. McCutcheon hasn't beaten Zionsville in back-to-back years since 01-02 when Kevin O'Shea was roaming the sidelines. How about that tidbit? Second half action all knotted up at 7. Eagles junior Trevor Lichty facing some pressure. Rolls out, finds Eddie Mattingly deep down the field for the 58-yard score. Kim's not going to like that. Eagles take a 6-point lead. After failing the 2-point conversion on the ensuing kickoff, things getting a little chippy. Lucas Robinson takes a nice lick on the return and then some. Both teams would receive unsportsmanlike penalties.
A little extracurricular.
Pretty intense. Play resumes. 2nd down and 4 from the Eagles' 38. Max Borer rolls out, finds Nick Luker on the cross pattern. He sheds a tackle and is gone. 62 yards. Mavs take a 14-13 lead after the extra point. Later, more from the Eagles' 6. Mavs up 1. Borer rolls out again and flicks one to Jack Banks as he's falling down. Banks strolls in for the score. McCutcheon, how about this? Opening the season at home with a 21-13 win over Zionsville. The Harrison Raiders also facing a former HCC opponent tonight. Second-ranked Class 5A is in town. Oh,
looks like West Lafayette.
West Lafayette highlights here, which is a shame because this needs a little bit of build-up. This game was incredible. That's a 4th down catch right there by Spencer Runchetto. Game-winning drive here. Kyle Turner from Mikey Kidwell at the gun. They're down 1, so all they have to do is go for the extra point. And that would tie the game and take it to overtime. But what do you think Coach Fry is thinking?
So fast.
Something sneaky here. Kidwell to Runchetto.
Coach Fry dialing it up.
Win. They go up 25-24, and that is your game for West Lafayette. They get the win. How about that?
You
that
say
is
onions,
easily
onions on something like
onions. That's the PG version. Incredible game.
Coach Speaker, look at him. Can't believe it right there.
Gotta love it.
How about a Lafayette Jeff? The Broncos hosting Whiteland Community High School. First quarter action, Broncos up 7-0. Shaw Cloud takes the handoff and bumps it to the outside for a 27-yard run. Warriors even it up a few plays later on the QB sneak by Jace Carpenter. Touchdown right there. Broncos defense faced an uphill battle in this one. Here off the play action, Isaiah Callaway goes up for this one over 2 defenders for the 40-yard completion. And then it's Anthony Shantz dancing past a couple of defenders for the score.
Shantz dancing.
Yep. Well, try saying that again. The Whiteland cruises in this one. 43-14 was the final.
All right, this one should be West Side again here. We'll show you the full version.
It's worth the second time.
It is worth the second time, and we'll get it a third time when Coach Fry joins us later. This is earlier in the game. To tie the game at 10 in the second half, that was Mikey Kidwell to Kyle Turner. He's pretty fast, and when he gets going, it's hard to catch. Kidwell giving him some dap. Check out this. RDP in trouble, down 17-10, about to give up another score. Jeffrey Kim to the rescue, punches it out of Jake Hendershot's hands, and this is where we picked up what we already showed you. Mikey Kidwell to Runchetto on the sideline, barely gets that foot down in time on 4th and long to keep this drive alive. 3.5 seconds to go. It's Kidwell with the clutch throw to Turner. He had 2 touchdowns on the night, over 150 yards receiving, and his team is loving it. But they still have some work to do, obviously. They got to kick that extra point, or do they? Nope, they're going for 2 all the way. This, as you said, Ross, was the Onions play. They win 25-24. What a way to start the season 1-0.
Hey, the Raider wants to see those Raider highlights eventually.
We'll
Coach Strasser and the Oracles opening the season against the Central Catholic Knights. That look says it all, Rob. LCC scored early and often in this one. Is that 23 or 33? I'm getting a Danny Anthrop flashback. Either way, Jackson Anthrop, touchdown, 74 yards to the house. Next night's possession. Avery Denhart is coming right at your TV, and he finds Ben Tharp for the easy touchdown. I had a bug in my eye right there. Kind of hung in there. Ben Tharp had 3 touchdowns in the first half. Oracles trying to make something happen offensively. Weston Wendell forces the pass over the middle. Not a good idea against Tim O'Shea's defense. Jacob Page says, I'll take that, and you take this. That's what we call a pick six. Rob, the Knights were scoring so often this one, Delphi was trying anything to cool off the Knights. Seriously.
Sprinkler system.
Yeah, the ESPN 1450 game of the week was over early for Jared and Randy. Central Catholic would go on to win 37-0.
That's what it says.
It felt like more than that.
We're just getting started on tonight's Week 1 version of Frenzy.
And that's right. Coming up after the break, we will make stops at Logansport, Clinton Prairie, North Montgomery, Fountain Central, Attica, Seeger, South Vermilion, and Tri-County. The Frenzy will be right back.
And hopefully Harrison.
Welcome back to the Friday Night Frenzy. We begin the second half of our show with the matchup between the Logansport Berries and the Twin Lakes Indians.
That's right. The Indians have high expectations for this season. Head coach Justin Gardner's talked about winning championships all offseason long. The Indians' first test came tonight at Logansport. The home team student section dressed for the weather tonight as they watch the Berries take on the Indians. Their team wasn't messing around, getting things started early with this 65-yard run by junior Austin Mueller, crossing the field for an easy touchdown just minutes into the first quarter. The Berries defense doing he's still going across the field
Can't
for
be
a
stopped,
65-yard
Rob.
touchdown.
He cannot be stopped.
Bears defense does a great job of shutting down the Indian O-line in the first quarter. Look at this gang tackle to stop Chris Goodlow of the Indians, just not letting anything up the middle. Then with a nice fake outside, the Indians manage a nice little run up the middle by Caleb Bennington, all the way for the first TD for the Indians, making their extra point to take the lead from the Berries. Second quarter, Indians still up by one. Goodlow, short carry. Carter Jones trying to push him out of bounds, but the goal is good, putting the Indians up by 2 touchdowns. Twin Lakes puts a stop to every play the Berries try, like this clean block by Blake Bennington to fend off the Berries. And we will have 36-12, the final score, Twin Lakes.
Frontier at Clinton Prairie. Gopher fans pumped. Second quarter, CP's Jenkins Bailey gets the handoff and takes off for the huge gain on that play. It would lead to this. Later on fourth down, Prairie QB Selk Cade connects with Shoveled Sam for the first down. That'll move the chains. Then again, it's Cade to Sam for the touchdown. All Gophers tonight, 34-12 is the final.
A new era beginning tonight at North Montgomery. Longtime Chargers assistant Josh Thompson is now the main man for North Montgomery.
Thompson replaces Charlie German, who led the Chargers to a pair of state championships. And for more on North Montgomery, we welcome Sports 18's Ruben Juarez. Hey, Ruben.
Hey, guys. A new era beginning at North Montgomery. The Chargers looking to keep up the winning tradition. They have posted a winning record in 7 of their last 8 seasons. The Chargers hosting Benton Central tonight. North up 26-6 at the half, thanks to this man, Alex Parsons, who had 2 pick sixes for the Chargers. Second half, BC in Charger territory. Colton Tucker's pass is picked off by Ben Dugard to deny the Bison. A little over 3 minutes left in the third. Vince Gwynn breaks a pair of ankles right here. Then he throws a couple of stiff arms. Gwynn takes it to the outside. He gets pushed out at the 11. That sets up Cole Clore, who'll find a big old hole for the touchdown. North Montgomery beats Benton Central 32-6. Let's go to Veedersburg. Fountain Central hosting Southmont. Opening drive of the game, Mountie quarterback Mitchell Daney takes the handoff and goes to the air. Wayne Highfield on the receiving end. He's tackled just short of the end zone. Following play, Jared Todd takes a toss and dives in for the touchdown. The Mustangs reply quickly. Kobe Pierce short pass to Thad Crane. Crane picks up a few blocks and storms away for the touchdown. Next Fountain Central possession. Pierce gonna do it all himself. No throwing on this play. He goes up the middle, takes it to the outside. The quarterback takes it to the house. The Mustangs go on to beat the Mounties 60-21. Back to you guys.
Now to Lewis Bruce Jr. Field in Attica, where the Red Rambler faithful are loving the new Red Frenzy shirts. Already up big in the third. The Red Ramblers hand off to Christian Blackburn, makes it look easy. Rifferton Park turn with the ball now. QB Tanner Edge fakes the handoff, spins, gets some much-needed yards for the Panthers. But after a punt, Attica's Carson Davis scoops up the bad snap, says if you want it done right, you have to do it yourself. And Attica goes on to take this one 64-0.
Across the Wabash we go to Seeger, where the Patriots hosting Rockville, and the Rocks are cooling off with ice rags instead of ice buckets. First quarter we go, and it's Rockville ball. Brandon Cooper pitches it to the running back, Tylen Mills, and he takes off. The 65-yard scamper is good for 6 and a 35-point lead in the first quarter. Second quarter now, and this time it's Jake Bassett's turn. He will walk in to make it 42-0 Rockville, and they would go on to beat Seeger 56-0 there.
Covington Trojans on the road tonight at South Vermilion. South Vermilion QB Jordan Brantz goes deep to Dell Dunigan. Hauls in a nice catch in traffic and finds the end zone. Dunigan, a dual threat, can also hurt you out of the backfield. Takes the toss, almost makes the entire Covington defense miss as he goes in for 6 more. And they go away with the win of 48-14. Tri-County fans are pumped up for week 1 against Carroll. On the very first play from scrimmage, Carroll's Justin Wilson comes out of the backfield, finds nothing but space until being brought out of bounds by Tri-County's Brendan Kidd at the same drive. Jared Miller hands it to Dylan Spessard, who runs it in, breaks 1, 2, 3 tackles, scores. Cavaliers go up to the score of 14-0 at the end of the first, and they go on to take this one by a score of 26-6.
Clinton Central hosting Northwestern tonight. First quarter, Northwestern's Tim Blankenberger gets the handoff and runs up the middle for the first down. Later, Northwestern's Trey Richmond goes to the air and gets picked off by the Bulldogs' Tyler Burns. Nice play that was, but Northwestern runs away with this one. 37-0 was the final.
Still one more game to get to. That would be Harrison, and of course the coach's corner coming up. We've got Shane Fry, right?
Absolutely, that's right. West Lafayette head coach Shane Fry will sit down with us to talk about the Red Devils' big win. It's coming up next. Ask and you shall receive, Rob. The Harrison Raiders taking on a former HCC opponent, second-ranked Westfield. It's the Shamrocks that get on the board first. The laser from Ryan Pepio to Milo Beam over the middle. Westfield up 7-0. But that's when things change. The ALS Ice Bucket Challenge for the Harrison administrators. Mr. Galma, how'd that feel? Jaden Sturgeon to Jeep Morehouse, right up the gut, pushes the turbo button, nearly gets all the way home. But he's tripped up. It's a Jeep thing, I hear.
That's right.
The Raiders finishing things off down there on the goal line. Sturgeon now to Daniel Land all by himself. Nice pitch and catch. Harrison tied the game at 7, and they were down 14-7 at the half. But the Raiders fall to Westfield 35-14.
And now we're joined by West Lafayette head coach Shane Fry on the show. And I messed the score up earlier. It was 25. I said 25-24 West Side. It was actually 18-17 West Side. That doesn't take anything away from how good a game that was and how clutch your guys were. How clutch was that?
Very much so. I mean, we had a dozen guys step up. Their backs were against the wall, and they found a way to win.
And on that play, you always look to see how they're lined up. And there was a play earlier in the game that tipped you off to that. Take us through that.
Yeah, our first touchdown we scored, we lined up like that, and we probably could have done it then, but we were just a little conservative and went ahead and kicked it. So we knew when we scored again we were probably going to get something. It just took us a long time to score again. So.
They had the ball inside inside the red zone, going to score. It looked like you guys force a fumble. You have a huge long drive ahead of you. What are you thinking as you have that 90-plus yard drive ahead of you?
Well, first when they had the ball inside the 10, I told our guys, let's hold them to a field goal attempt, see what can happen. They did one better, and they stripped the ball, and we got a fumble. So we had the ball. We were confident we could go down and score. I know we didn't have much time, but we had 2 timeouts. We had to convert a couple third down and a big fourth down play. But I don't think they ever had a doubt. I mean, they just kept going and going and going. The only thing that could have stopped is if the clock ran out, and it didn't. So
momentum is beautiful in the game of football. How much do you take into week 2?
I think we take a lot. I mean, Tri-West is a great football team, and we beat a really good football team out there. Winning the game is going to give us a lot of confidence. Now, I know McCutcheon's a whole different story. I just saw a few highlights, and they look really good. So we've got a week of practice, but I think our guys will have some confidence. We'll be ready to play.
And just real quick again, I'm kind of going back to these plays. I cut like 6 really clutch plays. Is there a play that you point out that really turned it for you guys, or that you felt like you were going to win that game?
Well, when we were driving, we needed a fourth down. I think it was 4th and 11, 12, and Spencer caught that ball on the sideline. I mean, he had to catch it, get a toe in, and Mikey's throw was perfect. It couldn't have been in a better spot, and that was the play. You know, we got a new life then, a new set of downs, and we were able to go down and score.
Congrats on the win tonight,
That
Coach.
was a heck of a game.
McCutcheon versus West Lafayette next week, a game we're all looking forward to.
We've got a little ice bucket challenge to get you out on
Absolutely.
it. This guy challenged us to the ice bucket challenge, so we accepted. Here's the video. Check it out, Ross and I, earlier today.
Yeah, thanks, Coach.
Wow. As cold as you think.
And also, Reggie, the referee, would like to challenge Sweet Lou from Lafayette. Jeff, we've donated Reggie. So
Sorry, Reggie.
bottoms up.
Not much to say in the matter.